We are now going to go into engaging and contributing. So, asking questions and sharing our knowledge on the community. First, going to review how to start a conversation or create a post. You can do this in two ways. You can start your conversation right from the home screen and navigate through the different technologies and architectures to find the right board, or you can come here and do that this way. I highly suggest doing it this way only because then you can really look through what boards are available to you and which ones make the most sense to ask your question. As I'm just going to take on Catalyst questions since we did that in our last video, I'm going to go to the Cisco Catalyst Center board under networking. On this board, you go ahead and click on Start a Conversation. You go ahead and ask your question, and it's going to give you some suggestions. So, if your question really aligns to other questions that have been asked on the community, it will do the suggestions based on your keyword. If it doesn't really encompass everything you want, or doesn't have the right answers, or isn't, relative or new, go ahead and ask your question. So, you're going to go ahead and put your title. You can put whatever title you want, ask further questions, give further details in the body of the um, post here. Whatever you want to ask, make sure you put it in there. Another thing that you can do is if you want your coworker or you want a specific answer from somebody, you can tag somebody. So we can say, I'd like Gabriella Godoy to know that I'm posting this question. So all you have to do is the at sign, their community profile name, and they will be tagged and referenced in this post as they're going forward. So you can ask that question. Thank you, Brooke. Another thing that you have to do to post your question is this mandatory field, which is our label. We have pre-subscribed labels that are over here on the right side. For this, obviously, I'll put Catalyst Center. If it has more information or something that's a little bit, different that isn't part of our label structure, you can say other Cisco DNA or there's other general categories depending on the label. If you do not find a label that makes sense for your question, you might be in the wrong board, or there will be a more specialized board that'll answer your question. So just try to find the one that makes the most sense. Once we're done with our question, if we've tagged whoever we want, we go ahead and post the question, and it'll now become a thread. Anytime that the thread is opened, you will see and you will get an email that says, hey, somebody has replied to your question. So if I go into a question that's already been asked on the community, just for reference here, we can go and see this green little check mark here, which means somebody has accepted a solution. In layman's terms, somebody asked a question, somebody answered that question, and somebody said that that was the correct answer. So if we want to, we can go straight to that solution just by clicking there, because there was a bunch of different answers that were given for that. So we can see one of our VIPs marked over here on our badge answered one of the questions, and the original poster said that was correct, and that is one something that they referred to as the correct answer. So if you do, we highly suggest you, when you post your question, if it has been answered, all you have to go is to this button up here that says accept a solution. So any reply to a question will have this. We just ask you to make sure that you are accepting a solution if it has worked for you, if it has helped you figure out your issue, figure out, the problem that you are having, and you can go ahead and accept. But to go back just one more step, how do I reply to a question? It's as simply as that. Go ahead and click the reply button to any question, and a box will do. If you need more space or room, you can drag it down, and all the same navigation applies to any post that you're doing. Once you reply, it will let the original poster know that you have replied. If you want to give them a like, all you have to do is do the thumbs up button. You can do that on knowledge based articles, blogs, posts, anything, and that counts towards your engagement and to your posts. Hope this was helpful, and we'll see you on the next video.